Brian Wilson is simply a musical genius, the founder and lead singer of the Beach Boys, the pioneer of surf pop. But through all his success, there's been his well-documented personal struggles. Now, after 5 decades since it all began, Wilson has reinvented himself. And this week, he'll kick off his first ever Canadian tour. CTV's Tom Walters sat down with Wilson at his Hollywood home to talk about his success, his struggles with addiction, and finding peace with music.
As enduring as the sight of a surfer on a California wave, the songs of the Beach Boys have been the soundtrack of the beach itself. They have been since teenager Brian Wilson formed the band and started writing those songs 50 years ago this summer. Never mind that Brian Wilson doesn't even like the water.
I never go in water.
Seriously?
Nah, I don't need the water.
You don't need the water?
I don't go in the pool. I never go in my pool.
Well, how about the ocean?
No, I don't go in the ocean either.
And his home is nowhere near the ocean. But the view from here, a valley to cross, mountains to climb, may be a lot closer to the reality of his life.
Is tortured artist too strong a term? I mean, you had a difficult period there.
Well, I had a very difficult period.
It was not for lack of achievement. There were 9 consecutive gold albums, and in 1966, Pet Sounds, a milestone, considered as sophisticated and influential as the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper.
God only knows what I'd be without.
But at the peak of his creative and popular success, Wilson went into a tailspin. For 3 years, he scarcely got out of bed, drawn into a spiral of mental illness, obesity, and drug abuse.
I regret having taken drugs because drugs kind of mess up my mind, you know.
How do you explain that period of your life now when you look back on it?
I can't explain that. I'm really not sure. I got into a depressed mood and I stopped recording.
It would take decades to reclaim his career, but the past few years have been among his most productive, and he says, his healthiest.
What would people be surprised to know about Brian Wilson at home? What do you like to do?
I exercise a lot.
So what makes you laugh?
Nothing. I never laugh.
Well, you almost did right there.
I know, but I hardly ever laugh.
Where are you right now? Where are you in terms of your happiness and your comfort and being at peace?
I'm at peace with myself, you know. Yeah, I am.
What does that mean for you? What does it mean to
It means I'm at peace because I can write songs, you know, and songs make me feel peaceful.